Actually, today I want to bring a now liberal message to my viewers, and I want to discuss the recent discussion of an unemployment extension benefit bill that's been stuck in U.S. Senate. I believe that Democrat President Obama is right when he says that it should be passed so that unemployed people receive the temporary extensions to the unemployment benefits, so to handle the crisis of unemployment, continuing unemployment. But I believe that namely reactionary Republican resistance to unemployment extension bill, benefit bill, is hindrance that Democrats would be able to overcome, to overcome filibuster by Republicans and adopt this bill, to give benefits to unemployed people, to which reactionary Republicans oppose. I believe that reactionary Republicans are likely to lose more seats in congressional seats, and as they may be cynical and disgraceful obstructors of democratic liberal reform. And I believe that most U.S. voters will be able to vote for Democrats this November, as at least Gallup-polled, which I watched at Gallup.com. You can actually watch that to confirm those readings. They predicted that about 49% of Americans would vote for Democrats, something like that, and about 45% would vote for Republicans. As long as I can recall, it's those Gallup polls which I watched at Gallup.com. Anybody can watch it there, to verify my data. And I believe that most Americans will vote for Democrats because Democrats they take the side of working class people on the small business and oppose wealthy and rich corporations who high taxes. And such prostitutes of American imperialism like Kudlow from NBC maybe are being paid, to oppose capital gain taxes, cap and trade taxes, because we've been bribed by wealthy sponsors. That's why. But most of Americans don't have any wealthy sponsors. The only sponsor we can hope for is Democratic Party, Democratic organization, which may help them overcome their problems and may, because Democrats take the sides of working class people. We're actually friends of working class people, and Republicans are sworn public enemies. They're reactionaries who oppose liberal reform or liberal measures, oppose immigration reform, oppose extending unemployment benefits, oppose federal regulations, because federal regulation reform means more taxes and mean more government. But federal regulations help people survive, help people avoid such catastrophes like explosion at Deepwater Horizon rig, because this British operated, America, but Transocean operated, but British owned exploratory oil rig was actually under increased pressure. That's why it blew up its electrical engine, it blew up its drilling pipes, and was drifting off its moorings, because it wasn't secured enough at its moorings, according to testimony of Transocean manager or drill manager of Deepwater Horizon. I also believe that President Obama is not doing enough again to fix unemployment, because the recession is over, maybe because there is a growth in economic development, and there is gross domestic product is not going down for the last 2 quarters, so officially economic depression is over. But still unemployment remains sky high, and about 10% average nationwide. And I believe that U.S. President Barak Obama refuses to establish living minimum wage at $10 an hour. He refuses to issue more government contracts, because to hire more workers to reduce unemployment. And he should actually take care of his problems, because otherwise we would see him like trying to negotiate on behalf of average employers who don't want to pay decent wages to workers, but want to withhold employment, make it turn into kind of class struggle or something like that. I also believe that sometimes with CNN, it's station has been lying about that Republican will come to power this November. This was wretched CNN Republican liars like Don Lemon, who actually once berated and persecuted, libeled Democratic nominee from South Carolina because he was black Democrat. He was actually persecuting him, libeling him as mentally ill, well, he wasn't. And he was actually predicting that Republican will win, but it's never based on any polls. Recently CNN was lying in its polls that Republicans have an edge on Democrats, but because this is just bogus fake quotes, as Gallup.com says, the website says it in Gallup polls that Democrats have at least 4% lead on Republicans nationwide, at least once information I've seen at Gallup.com. Also, Republican neo-fascist at John Keane, who actually got traffic light kind of position at CNN due to his wealthy parents' money. They actually he actually clamored for Republican Party to win this November because he protected the interests of the wealthy against being taxed and against social justice, and he belongs probably to wealthy family, and that's why he's against Democrats. And I believe that partisan propaganda, is prohibited. It should take about due coverage and should be objective news providers, but not party representatives of the Republican Party, Democratic Party to that extent. I believe should be objective. CNN should be objective. As a fan of this station, I want them to be objective, more source of news than kind of party agitators. We would leave a party affiliation to their own, as a private matter. I also believe that that actually, as I say, me as a liberal journalist, I actually criticize both my proponents and opponents, and actually, once I worked, I remember to say that such persecution time happens, I work as a kind of blogger, political blogger, democratic blogger for Examiner.com, that station. Fired me after few Examiner.com. They fired me after few liberal articles in which I actually clamored for public good, clamored for liberal reform, and proposed an extensive package of liberal reform, but which Examiner.com have no endurance for. They actually banned me from writing on their web pages. They prohibited my speculative liberal blogging, and actually this station was very disgraceful and intolerant of political dissent. Like very totalitarian, represent totalitarian neo-fascist reactionaries, The scumbags only catered to Republicans and serial killers, which showed their bloody blades on web pages or at Examiner.com. So I hopefully, Democrats will prevail and take over all the seats of GOP this November, beat the living hell of Republicans, neo-fascist Republicans, because fascist Republicans, the enemies are working class people and human rights, and Democrats uphold human rights and civil rights.